Motive in action is target action. The mind is target seeking or teleological by design. It's the way it was designed. We designed the navigational guidance system on all of our missiles and homing torpedoes after the human mind. The human mind sees a target, gets feedback from the target, makes every correction necessary through internal inertial guidance system to recorrect the path to hit the target as long as you can see it on the horizon. If it's too far out of sight, it'll wander aimlessly around or self-destruct. If it's too close in the horizon, it's not much of a goal at all. And so that's the way it works. A robot autopilot. I took the poem My Shadow and changed it to My Robot. I have a little robot that goes around with me. I tell it what I'm thinking. I tell it what I see. I tell my little robot all my hopes and fears. It listens and remembers everything it hears. At first, my little robot followed my command, but after 50 years of training, mine's gotten out of hand. It doesn't care what's right or wrong or what is false or true. No matter what I try now, it tells me what to do. You are me too. R2-D2, are you me too? Obsession. Viktor Frankl. Man's search for meaning. Auschwitz, Dachau, prisoners. A prisoner of war has only one thing to think about: getting home, getting justice, getting to see loved ones, staying alive. The goal. You lose the goal, you lose the life. Obsession, target, discipline. Korea, no prisoner escaped from a minimum security camp, just one with leaders in it. In the Vietnam prisoners of war, I became a rehabilitation counselor for our Vietnam prisoners of war. The most incredible things I saw happen. They played flamenco guitars made out of broomsticks. They made no sound, but they came back playing malagueña, never having touched a real guitar. If you do it right in drill, you'll do it right in life. Their Steinways made no sound, just wood, but they played clair de lune and got the finger positions. Their typewriters were made of toilet paper, but what difference does it make as long as the keys are right? The fingers go, the fingers learn. Habits are made by practice. They came back at 60 words a minute without an error, never having touched a real typewriter, but what difference does it make? What is real? The simulation of success, internalized, becomes the achieved goal. Air Force Colonel George Hall, Hattiesburg, Mississippi. 4-handicap golfer, usually shot about 76. Put in the Hanoi Hilton, 5.5 years in solitary confinement. Nothing to do but think. What do? Go crazy? Do you pace? Do you complain about the government? Do you wish you wouldn't have been in the Vietnam War? What do you say to yourself when you're caught? And what do you pray and say when you're inside? Black pajamas and bare feet like Steve McQueen in Papillon. Every day walking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. One plate of rice, push-ups and sit-ups. And then, like you and me, like every good sales person, one round of golf. What kind of sales do you play? You reinforce every sale you've ever made well. What's that called? Reinforcement when things are not going well. Instant replay. Do you think videotape on television did it so we could watch it on ball games? The mind did it so we would reinforce things that we wanted and wanted to remember. The mind reinforces. What happens if you haven't done any sales yet? Then all you can do is pre-play or reinforce, pre-enforce. Reinforce, pre-enforce, reinforce. One round of golf in his mind every day for 5.5 years. Every stroke, every shot, every divot, every club. 5.5 years in solitary. Eyes not too good, teeth not too good, withered, atrophied, losing weight fast, released after 5.5 years. Could hardly wait to play golf in the New Orleans PGA Open, playing with Orville Moody in the Pro-Am. Shot a 76 4 over par right onto his handicap. The news media said, "Congratulations, Colonel, beginner's re-entry luck." He said, "Luck? Are you kidding? I never three-putted a green in 5.5 years." Sir, please elucidate. You didn't have a golf course, did you? And he said, "We all have one. In your imagination, you never miss." The beauty of the human mind is to replay your own success and pre-play other people's success to the point where you use role models with proven track records of success. Astronauts, salespeople do it. They simulate peak performance. And habits, as I said, are replaced. They're never broken. They begin as flimsy cobwebs. Offhanded notions, Something you see on television. A little pinch between your cheek and gum. Something you see a rock star or a sports star do. It looks like it would be fun. This must be the adult way of life. And you take it unto yourself and you repeat it like an unbreakable cable to control or unleash our mind. Carl Lewis runs the 100-meter on the track. We ask him to run it in his mind. The same muscles fire in the same sequence when he runs the race in his mind as when he runs it on the track. The mind can't tell the difference between vivid simulation and the real performance. That's why you go through a wedding perfectly. So when it comes on wedding day, they say, gee, what a spontaneous performance. Reinforce past success and pre-enforce future success. View failure as fertilizer. It's a learning experience. That's what I look at failure. Failure is Vigoro in big bags all over my house. I've failed so many times, at least I've learned not to repeat the same one. A failure is a stepping stone instead of a stumbling block. It's a temporary inconvenience. It is a learning experience. Never carry failure forward. The fifth and last Olympic attitude is positive self-dimension. You got self-esteem. You got self-determination. You got self-motivation. You got the discipline to do within while you're doing without. What kind of value system do you have? Well, you don't try to do it for you. You try to take the value that you have and put skills so that you can, instead of me, do it to we. I have never in my life been as excited as I am for the 1990s. I tell you, I travel every day and I see it differently. I know that investigative reporting has to give us the evils of the world so leaders like us will do something about it. But the 1990s are the we generation. The reason the Chinese and Japanese are learning English as their second language is so they can talk to their tenants. Oh, yeah. No, I know. But it isn't who's buying America, it's who's selling it. And as Patricia Fripp and Don Hudson said, if you win, I win. If I give you what you need, I'll get what I want. Self-respect for having lived a day worth spending my time on. Let me give you the best sales meeting. Always give more in service than you expect to receive in dollars, and you'll be the most competitive person in the world. When Nordstrom comes to town, the retailers quiver. Bonwit Teller, Bloomingdale's, oh no, Nordstrom is coming. Why? Hi, welcome to Nordstrom. Give you my business card. They deliver pantyhose to the airport for busy business executives who are women. My Nordstrom sales agent who deals with my wife said to me on the phone before dinner, "Hi Dennis, may I talk to Susan? It came in red, orange, green, all in her size." I said, "You can't come over tonight on your way home from work because I'm eating in about 5 minutes, so it's too late." She said, "I'm calling you from your driveway on my cellular phone." She was ready to deliver. Instant quality delivered now. The gas stations of the future will not be self-service stations. I beg your pardon, Mobile and Arco. Canada already has full service stations. We jump to the pump for you. They come running out in jumpsuits. I ducked. What are they running out to my car for? "Roll your window down, sir." I rolled it down halfway. They passed me a cup of coffee and my wife some flowers. They had me step out of the car. I spread eagled up against the car. "Just take my credit cards. I have no cash." "No, we'd like to vacuum the inside of your car while we do the inside of your windows, while we wash the outside of your car. You see, sir, we need to treat every customer like our next employer because they are." It's called the Stradivarius syndrome. Stradivari made a violin to make music for other people's life. And as he made the music for their life, he signed his name to his work. And he thought that if he gave other people in service the best of him, both his name and work would outlive him and always command the highest price. But all he cared about was making music for you to play. He played it for you. That's called integrity. We just keep on going. You know, the one integrity I have is about time. And there's a guy I'd like to talk about, Mr. Smith. He was 102 years old on the Today Show. And Jane Pauley, while she was still there, interviewed him. "Oh, Mr. Smith, how do you live so long?" And he brought his flowers along, night blooming cereus and cybidums. He said, "How do I live so long? Who will take care of my flowers?" I went right out and planted a redwood tree. You know how long they last. I'd like to close by telling you that the greatest loss is one 24-hour, 24-karat golden day. Each hour studded with 60 diamond minutes, each minute with 60 ruby seconds. But don't bother to look for it today. It's the day I lost today by majoring in minors and doing things that are tension relieving instead of goal achieving. Success is having what you want, but joy is wanting and loving what you have. Problems are normal. The Berlin Wall was real, and it's down. Our fears and negative attitudes are real, but they're self-imposed, and we need to break them down and go through them and chip away at them. You'll find me in your schools, you'll find me in your sales meetings, you'll find me for the rest of my natural life telling the kids of this world and country the truth. This is the best time to have ever been young and alive in the course of history. Laser surgery, no more operating rooms in 10 years unless you want a transplant. Reading glasses, throw them away. Liquid hydrogen cars belching out pure oxygen. Yuppies getting a drink out of their tailpipe because of oxygen and water coming out in Palm Springs in the summer out of their car. I tell the kids the greatest thing they could ever learn. You can be a total winner, even if you're a beginner. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. Take that C up to an A. Get in the school play. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. You can profit in inflation, redirect the nation if you think you can. It's not your talent or the gifted birth. It's not your bank book that determines worth. It isn't in your sex or the color of your skin. It's your attitude that lets you win. Doesn't matter if you won before. What's the difference? What the halftime score? It's never over till the final gun. Is there one? Keep on trying and you find you've won. You grab your dream and then believe it. Go out and serve. You'll achieve it. If you think you can, you can. If you think you can, you can. I'm so happy to be in Salt Lake City, Portland, and Kansas City, because if you're there, you're in God's country already. And we thought we could, and we came, and we did. We didn't learn too much new, but we got one idea worth sitting, and it felt real good to be there today where the winners were. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.